This is everything I did during my one full day in Taipei. At sunrise I walked to Longshan Temple to catch a chanting ceremony. Even if you're not there to pray or worship, this is a time when the temple is alive and with a strong atmosphere. Then it's time to hop on the metro to stand in line for the by far most famous breakfast in Taipei. Seems like I came just in time after the morning rush and before the mid-morning rush, because I waited only 30 minutes. As you approach your turn, you can watch them freshly make everything. They're incredibly efficient, so you get served as you walk by with your tray. I got one typical Taiwanese egg roll, but also their signature salty soy milk. The vinegary broth makes the soy milk go solid like a pudding, and the taste is super warming but refreshing at the same time. Also got this dried radish roll for later. And you can see how long the line has gotten now as I leave around 7:45. Then metro again, and it was a very busy time, but since I'm going to the last stop, I ended up being almost alone once I arrived by the Maokong gondola, which is this cable car that lets you escape the city to a wonderful tea growing area. However, upon arriving it turns out the gondola starts at 9 AM. Anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and wait because there is another way up. The plan was to walk the stairs to the first gondola stop, and by then the gondola should be open. And it was a bigger walk than I expected because there was 500 and 700 and it kept going well past 900. But finally I got to the gondola station, and actually the glass in these cars is super hazy, so don't expect to get any nice footage. But it's a cool experience because some parts are really high up. And even up here most places aren't open yet, so I snacked on the dried radish bun, which ended up being phenomenal, definitely what I most recommend from the breakfast place. And then walked around and enjoyed the calm, and eventually I found this very tucked away tea house. I wanted to try some tea infused foods and got the tea fried rice, and also tea guan yin, which is a pretty good local tea that hit the spot in the not so warm weather. Fried rice came in an unexpectedly big pile, not very tea tasting at all, but it was good. Back in the main area it's now much more lively, and apparently a must try treat here is the tea flavored ice cream served with a cat biscuit, because the Mao in Maokong means cat. So after checking that off my list, I headed on a hiking trail, and while it started off nice and easy, it turned into a full-on climb through jungle. But it was wonderfully peaceful and beautiful, and I reached what I came here for. There's this cave-built, abandoned-looking temple right under a waterfall, creating a very spooky but stunning atmosphere. And you can go straight under and behind the waterfall. Upon arriving back in Cat Town, I grabbed the first drinkable liquid, and it turned out to be the best cold brew tea I ever had, so I had to buy some to take home. And during the ride back down, you can actually see the next goal, which is Taipei 101, 508 meters high and the symbol of Taipei. And here I got a reservation at a cafe at the top, and wow, the elevator system here is like an airport, and the view is cool. Here I got a cappuccino and a very fancy caprese salad, and it was almost sunset time, and I guess there wasn't enough walking today because I decided to go to Elephant Mountain, which is the spot to watch the sunsetting city. After low-key running up to make sure I'm in time, I climbed one of the big rocks and gazed. And down we go again. Now I actually needed to do some quick shopping for my bike ride around Taiwan, which you can watch day by day on my channel, but also my next adventure, which will take me to much colder climate. And after grabbing a vending machine coconut, watching some street performers and dropping off stuff at the hotel, it's time for night market. And this one deserves its own video, so stay tuned for that.